Hello and welcome to the Steamforged Games playthrough of Elden Ring the board game. My name's Jamie and today I'm going to be playing as the Astrologer. And I'm joined by...
I'm Steve and I'm playing the Samurai.
Fraser the Prophet.
Okay, so as I said, we're playing Elden Ring the board game. Fraser, what are we here to do?
So, is Elden Ring the board game the official tabletop adaptation of the award-winning video game? And we are playing the Towards the Fort exploration scenario. This game features different types of scenarios. Ones where we explore the landscape, some where we'll fight toe-to-toe with some of the scariest bosses throughout the lands between. In this one, I will set the scene very briefly with an excerpt from the scenario book. Your progress has you walking roads that lead inland once more, each step bringing you closer to the silhouette of a large structure on the horizon. Yet, you can't allow signs of civilization to lull you into a false sense of security. These are dangerous lands roamed by outlaws and worse. And here we go, off towards the fort.
All right, off towards the fort. So I can see that we're stood on what looks like an exploration tile.
Mm-hmm.
That's the three of us there. Are we going to be... What's going to be happening?
So, as we explore, we will build the map out with hex tiles.
Okay.
As we explore, we'll put more of them down. These will be populated with materials we can use for crafting, hardships that we'll have to overcome, enemies that we'll have to fight on these little individual books we've got.
Sure.
All towards the goal of completing the Guidance of Grace.
Understood.
This is our objective. This one begins face down.
Right.
We need to find a specific tile in order to reveal it.
Okay.
So we don't know what we're doing just quite yet.
Yep.
So let's explore it and see what we find.
Sure.
And we'll piece it together from there.
Understood.
So I'll take us away.
All right.
Yep.
I'll start. We get 3 actions a turn.
Yep.
My first action will be explore. So I draw a tile from the top of the deck. Exactly the tile we're looking for. Place it there. I've got to connect these so that an edge with no barrier connects to an edge with no barrier.
Yep.
That was one action. Since I've drawn a tile, I will populate it with corresponding tokens.
Yep.
The star location is what we were looking for. The star location lets us reveal this. So, escort duty. We basically have to go and find an NPC.
Okay.
Once we've found them, they'll make their way towards this star.
Sure.
And it's our job to clear the path of enemies and hardships that are in the way in order to let them get there. Once they've done that, we can complete the scenario.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, that was action the first. I'm going to continue exploring because I'd quite like to find the NPC.
Said person, yeah.
Hopefully they're right next to this.
That would be really convenient.
So I'm going to go off here.
Yep.
Not so much with this one.
Sure.
So we've got a flora. If I find the token.
So that's a crafting material?
Yep, so that's crafting material, which we can pick up if we can overcome this hardship.
Okay.
So I'm going to go and make headway towards this. My third action will be move onto this tile.
Yep, so you haven't interacted with it by exploring, you then have to move on to it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's action the third.
Yep.
Hardship, most of these location tokens will have to interact with them to do anything. The hardship, however, comes into play when I step onto the tile. I have to resolve this. So resolving a hardship, I draw from the hardship deck. So Steve, if you could take the top card of that for me.
Yeah.
Currently it's the daytime. We've got a day and night token. So I'll resolve the top half of this.
Yep.
Exhaustion. Target number 6. I flip 2 of my attribute cards. Mm-hmm. I can then allocate the symbols shown on these to the profiles on the card, and I've absolutely nailed this one. I've got 3 faith symbols, which gives me 6. And then generic gives me 1, dexterity gives me 1. So 8 against the target number 6. Past that, flying colors. There is no pass effect, there's only a fail in this one, which I have avoided, which would have been... I would have lost a flask or taken 3 damage, so that's quite nasty given that I have 5 health.
So from what I understand it, all of our characters here are have these attribute decks which kind of represent the stats of your character. Instead of having numbers like on a board, this deck is like how powerful your character is. So you flipped over some stats to pass a test as the hardship.
Yep. So the game has lots of, instead of having stat blocks, they're profiles.
Yep.
And you allocate symbols to those profiles to try and increase your damage, get hit target numbers, etc. So I drew quite a lot of faith symbols there, so that was very good for me. They match the profile on that card.
Yep.
Again, good for me. Sometimes I maybe won't get so lucky.
Sure. Okay.
Yep. So that hardship is resolved.
I'll put that there as a... Does it go on the bottom, or do we need a separate discard?
Have a separate discard.
Let's have a separate discard down there. For the time
let's
being.
just... Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the end of my turn. So we'll draw from the weather deck. currently the token's on the day side, so there's 2 decks, day and night. Draw from the day one.
Time passes.
Time passes, so there's no additional effect to this one. There can be things that happen as a result of time passing. Like the sun can set, any number of NPCs or overworld events can happen here. So that ends my turn. We'll pass on to...
is there any directions that I can't explore in?
So you can explore off of a barrier.
Yeah.
So currently you can not explore here or here, but you can explore here or here.
I understand. Okay, so I'm going to explore in this direction. Let's see what we find. Okay, and then we're putting down tokens on the tile as matches the tile, right?
That's right.
Okay. Is there any kind of, is the side of the token important?
Yeah, so one of the sides will be colourful, the other one will be greyed out.
Yep.
The colourful one is the one we place.
I see.
When we interact with the tokens, they'll start flipping over.
Okay, so what have I found here?
So you have found a Spirit Spring jump, which allows you to place, interacting with that lets you place your Tarnished 2 tiles away.
Cool.
Ignoring barriers, that's really important.
Nice.
The other ones are material, so that's good. That's a windfall there, so you can go and draw some material cards by interacting with them.
Let's go and do that. So I'm going to step onto this tile. So how do I draw materials?
So you've used 2 actions now. You've got 1 left.
Yep.
1 action is interacting. So pick one of the 3 on that.
Yep.
Interact with it.
Which was the teleporty jumpy one?
This one.
Yep, so not that one. So let's go with this.
Right, so flip the token over.
Yep.
And you draw a card from the Flora material deck.
Okay. And the token stays there to show it's been flipped.
Exactly.
I see. Yep. So yeah, I have a flora. Okay, so this is...
So if you flip it over,
yep,
they'll see there's a symbol on it.
A mushroom?
You can use those symbols to craft items.
I see. Okay.
We can use those items sometimes in exploration, sometimes we can carry them on throughout the campaign and they give you useful things. For example, I have a bone dart.
Yep.
And I need to discard 4 specific symbols in total to craft a bone dart, which would then give me a beneficial effect in combat.
So I had the small deck in front of me when we started. Is that this kind of thing?
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
Yep. So the top card on it is your recipe.
Yep.
That tells you what you need to discard to craft
a
fire pot.
Make a fire pot using the blue circle and a red triangle, which will be on the...
Exactly.
I see. Yep.
And I've got glowstone, which helps with hardships, which would be quite useful, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that hardship's done.
Yes.
This is unique to this scenario. When we complete a hardship, we place an objective token on it.
Great. Don't know why.
We do. Once we've got 8 of those on the board, we start removing hardship tokens entirely, basically to allow them to clear the path for the NPC.
Understood. Great. So that's another way to get rid of hardships that we wouldn't otherwise have to interact with.
Yes, like normally a hardship would flip.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to deal with it unless something flips it back over.
Sure.
In this scenario, we can remove them. Once we've done enough of them, 8 of them, we can remove them entirely. So they're gone totally, they won't flip over. We've made the area safe for the NPC to progress.
So I got something really scary that Fraser said there, which was that hardships can flip back over again.
Yeah.
That seems important.
That one in.
I agree. So that was my 3 actions, because I explored, I moved, I interacted.
That's right.
Steve.
So draw another weather card.
Ah, yes.
Time passes.
Passes. All right, thanks, Steve.
Okay. Right, I am gonna explore. So if I could get the top card, and I'm gonna go out towards this way.
So another hardship, it looks like.
Yeah, it's another hardship. And an effigy of the martyr.
Ooh.
These can be useful. Like this one, there are some combats that are elevated beyond hardships that we'll have to actually put our miniatures on a map, like so.
Yep.
To fight. Those let us jump into other people's fights to help them out.
Okay.
I'm gonna move in and see if I can deal with this hardship. So, hardship card. So we are daytime, so it says a foe appears. So my target number is 7. If I fail, I suffer 1 damage, and I want strength or dexterity from this.
Some dex numbers, that's good.
So I assign all the numbers on here, so that is 9 from the dexterity and then 1 from the generic.
Smashed it.
So I have dealt with the hardship. I can go for there.
Okay.
So I explored, moved. So I've got 1 more.
You got 1 left?
Yep. I will explore again, I think. If we'll put that there. Ooh, okay. Let's put that there.
There?
Yeah.
So we've got a spirit candle. So these are unique quests that you can do to gain specific benefits as depending on the card you draw.
Okay.
A corpse material, a little bit grimmer looking than the others. And a ruin. There, so lots of materials.
So those are my 3 actions, so then I need to draw from the weather deck. Eventful day. Draw a card from the event deck.
Okay, so the event deck's over there. And this could be anything.
Lost souls. Flip a hardship token to its exhausted side.
Do you remember that difficult thing I told about it earlier?
Although it's to its exhausted side.
So... Oh, okay.
So we've done all the hardships, there's nothing to flip.
Yeah.
Too successful at hardships.
Is there such a thing? All right, so I might go and pick up that spirit candle quest because my class quest requires that I complete a spirit candle quest.
I see.
So I'm gonna annoyingly long way. So instead of going the long way, I will. That is you. I'll go 1.
Yep.
And then I'll interact with Spirit Spring.
Yep.
To jump over here because that's fun.
Does the Spirit Spring like exhaust or?
No, you can keep going.
Just use it. Cool.
And then I will pick up the spirit candle, so that token goes away.
So you said about a character quest.
Yeah, so we've all got a class quest.
Yep.
There's 15 of these throughout. Mm-hmm. As we complete these, we'll get items that are unique to us and can be like specifically useful for what our characters are trying to do.
Sure.
We also get to upgrade our class feature, which gives us better stats and a unique special ability that only we have. It's important that we complete these throughout the game because having this leveled up at the end of the game will be really, really important.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
So I'm pretty keen to do mine. So if you could hand me a spirit candle card.
Yep. It's like I was hoping off the event deck that we were going to get an event quest, given mine is to complete an event quest.
I see. I need to interact with a finger reader crone.
So my spirit candle is very fortunate. I need to spend an action on the same tile as an effigy of the martyr token, which I'm standing next to.
That seems okay.
That's useful.
All right.
So that was my 3rd action. If you could draw me a weather card, please.
Time passes.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing as you, and I'm going to jump from here to here. Do I have to interact with this when I jump onto the tile?
Nope, that one you don't have to. It's hardships you have to.
But we'll have to deal with that at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Because that one is blocking the way to the star location.
That's fair. Well, for the time being, I'm going to explore because I feel like there's a couple of directions this way we could go. So I'm going to explore this direction. Let's have that facing that way to give us a bit more space. Oh, there. And then what have we got there? So just got some resource tokens I'm just trying to find.
Yeah. Looks like a...
Yeah, so there's ruins. That is a church.
Oh, church. I think that's new.
And then I'll explore again this way. Okay, so let's put all that together. So
more spirit springs. That's cool. And the useful telescope.
But that was me. I explored twice once we've got the tokens down. So that'll be weather card. Still on the daytime. Sunset, flip the time token. It's right night.
So things tend to be more dangerous during the night.
Understood.
Yep.
So that came up quite early. That was we were dusk explorers there, I think.
Yeah, we don't start too early.
Set off an adventure after dinner.
Okay, so I'm going to take my turn. I think I'm going to go deal with the enemy because we need to do it at some point and I may as well be the person to do it. So go there and interact with the enemy. So how do I...
Enemies. When a Tarnished interacts with enemy location C or D, turn to page 22 of your encounter book.
Okay, page 22. So there is a combat encounter C and a combat encounter D. It is a D. So I need my replacement token so that I know where I put it afterwards.
Okay.
So combat D is I'm going to need rats and giant rats.
Rats. Right, rats. So you've got quite a lot. We might need to help there. So
do we help by interacting with this token as well?
When he starts the fight, we can jump into it.
Okay.
If it's ongoing, we need to spend an effigy of the martyr token.
Okay.
So I need...
How many initiative cards does it let us have?
4.
Oh, this is a biggie. So we can either leave Steve to do this himself, in which case he'll get 2 initiative cards on there because he's solo.
It's fine. I feel like I'm nearby enough. I should help Steve out.
All right, so in which case you'd both get 1. If I join in, I get to add mine because there's a maximum limit of 4 in there.
Sure. So I will also go there. I'll throw my initiative card, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'll leave that open, actually. And then I will add my card in. We can choose where we're gonna start as well.
What are there's a extra damage, extra defense, and a...
Yes, it's the...
Yeah, I'll pick the middle row, please.
Yep. Where in... I say where in the middle row. There doesn't exactly look like to be a safe...
I think to the side. Yeah. I should be quite helpful there because in my attack deck, action deck?
Combat deck.
Combat deck. I have these glintstone pebbles that are useful for hitting multiple enemies at once. So considering we've got a lot of these rats, hopefully I should be able to help you clear them pretty quickly.
So we are looking at quite a big encounter here, especially for an exploration one. As you can see, there is a lot of rats here and a big giant rat. So we have the option to, we've got the marching order here. Both of us can change our order by 1 space. So
and this is effectively the initiative track, isn't it? So we're going to resolve this left to right, and this is going to tell us who's going to get to go in what order. So it'll be some of the rats. We've got one of the tarnished initiative cards all the way down to
and a lot of rats.
Me at the end.
So fortunately, both of you set up in the middle row.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give you an offensive or defensive benefit like the others do, but this one does allow you to move 1 space on this just after it's set up.
I can move ahead of one of the rats. I'll do that.
I'm going to move to the front and see if I can decapitate some rats before things get out of hand.
Okay.
Okay, so I get 3 actions, so we will begin... I've got 3 health, so... J is first. So I'm going to play an Unsheath. That will cost me 2 FP. And that allows me to move before and after making the attack, so I'll move forward to row J. And I'll take the double there, so that is 6 damage plus the 1 from ability,
So Steve gets to draw 2 attribute cards instead of 1 because he's moved into the aggressive row.
Yep.
And then choose which one he wants to use.
Yep, so I use the double, I'll put that at the top so let's see which one I used. The 2 symbols correspond here to 3 damage on my card. And also my samurai ability is whenever I move, I can increase my next attack's damage by 1. So it's a total of 7. And this rat only has 3 health, so it has been killed.
So that didn't go well for the rat.
No. Goodbye, Mr. Rat.
It's expensive though. Good card, some FP.
Yep.
And there's still lots of rats.
And I've got I can move before and after I've used this card. So I'm gonna have a look. L is next in the turn order, which I'm not going to be able to get to because it's at the back here. So I'm going to shift to there. And that was my first action. I will unsheath again because I got very lucky.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And pay the 2. Move to there. And flip my 2 cards. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, kind of like right in on this rat.
Yep. Yep. So that will be another dead rat. There.
So just as we fought the hardship, or saw the hardship earlier, combat works in a lot the same way, doesn't it? So we've got a hand of combat cards, we pick one to play, draw from our attributes to see what attributes we can then use to cause damage because of the combat card.
Yeah, the combat cards have profiles on them that correspond to one of the attribute symbols. It's strength, dexterity, intelligence, faith, and generic.
Yep.
And the attributes cards have a number of symbols on them. Allocate one to the other, tells you how much damage you get.
Absolutely. And then Steve, because you're playing the samurai, you're looking for dexterity symbols, basically, aren't you?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. So I will then, for my last one, play a darting slash.
Okay.
And I'm still in the...
Some lovely dex symbols there.
Yep. So I'll go for the double symbol there. So that is 4 damage, and the rat's L has 3 life, so that will be that one dealt with.
Good job. 3 for 3.
Yep. And also on my card, profiles don't always do damage, they can also do other effects. So on the darting slash, dexterity, each dexterity symbol gives me 1 movement. So I'm going to then shift back to there 1, and then because I got 2, I'll shift back to there into the defensive.
So you're going to be defensive. Good move.
Yep. So that is my 3 actions for the turn. So then we carry on in the marching order.
Yep, so because Steve initiated the combat, we'll play this whole round of combat during Steve's turn, then the turn will pass back to me, and then we'll skip, if the combat's still going, we'll skip your turn, and then do the next round of combat during Steve's turn.
Because my round of combat would happen as part of Steve's turn.
Exactly.
Yes.
I see.
Okay, so we've got the rat H here. So it will do, as we like to call it, the intelligent movement, where it moves either left or right to try and get into combat with someone. So it can move 1 to get into combat with me here, so it'll move to there. Then it will attack directly in front for 1 damage. And it will also apply bleed to me by the looks of it.
Yeah, blood loss, you can't avoid it regardless of how well you defend the attack. You're going to get that. At the end of your turn, you take 1 point of damage for every blood loss token you have, then you discard the tokens.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 1 damage. I don't have a defensive card in my hand, which would allow me to flip from my attribute deck, but all cards have an icon in the corner, which allows me to reduce damage by that amount if I discard that card. So given this is 1 damage, I'm going to discard one of my cards. So I take no damage, but I still get the blood loss. It also has an arrow below the attack, so it would move forward because it made the attack, but it's already in the front row.
Would that trigger for having fully defended an attack as well?
Yes, it would.
Yep.
What is the critical hit is for them, isn't it?
It's for you. It's for when you hit them, if they're in the critical row, you get an extra draw.
Okay. So I fully defended the attack. So all of the characters have an effect when they fully defend, and my one is to move, which I think fairly happy with where I am. I guess I could force the giant rat to move. We'll go there.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you spread them out a little bit more,
it
makes my glintstone pebbles more effective as an attack.
Yeah. So that was rat H. So then the next rat will do largely the same. So it's not going to do the intelligent movement because it's already in the same row as you. It will then move back 1 instead, and then it will attack you for 1.
So I'm going to play focused defense.
Yeah.
This
does have a blood loss attached to it, unfortunately.
Okay, so I take the blood loss token.
Regardless of
and then my focus defense card fully blocks the attack.
Yep.
That would allow me to regenerate focus points, but I'm already full of those.
And there is an arrow beneath, and it made the attack, so it will move forward into the critical hit.
Fantastic. Okay, what's next?
So then the giant rat, so the big boy, let's see what he's doing. He's going to move across with the intelligent movement. He's very similar to the other ones, just has more health and more numbers. So this is a 3 damage with 2 blood loss, which is I'm not keen on.
Here's your blood loss.
Yep. Particularly given, as I said before, I don't have any defense cards, which actually meant me going into that defensive row. Probably should have checked my hand before I made that choice.
Intelligent gameplay.
Yes. I will discard it to reduce the damage by 1 and take 2, unfortunately. So he'll move forward.
So at least the blood loss is a delayed effect, so you can try and heal a bit before you bleed to death.
I do have 3 life, and I have 3 blood loss.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to need to do something about that.
And we have our flasks full at the moment,
yes.
right? Okay. So
And then it's over to you.
so I'm thinking about how much health does the giant rat have?
6.
That's quite a lot. Okay, because I have 2 glintstone pebbles, so I was thinking about.
And by the looks of it, 1 armor is that as well? In the top.
It's 1 armor, so
yeah.
it will reduce any damage you do to it by 1 from your attacks.
Okay, well, it's possible for me to do that because I have 2 glintstone pebbles. If this is the third, if the third combat card the tarnished players in their turn is an attack card, it ignores armor. Okay, so I got a spell, a piercing sorcery as well. I'm going to have a try at this. So if you want to move me 2 over to the left.
Yep. Next to my pile of blood loss.
Indeed.
You know,
You don't, you don't need to move 1.
Well, I was going to try and hit that rat as well.
Okay, sure. And also you can avoid the other rats that haven't gone yet by doing that.
It felt like it made sense. So 2 actions to move. Piercing sorcery is a free action. If the third combat card, would that count as playing a card?
Yes.
Yeah. If the third combat card this tarnished plays in their turn is an attack card, it ignores armor. So that's a buff action. Yep. Okay, and then we play a glintstone pebble, which costs me 1 focus point because it's the first sorcery of the turn.
Yep.
And it's going to hit these 2 because it hits 3 rows in front of me. So I get a critical on the small rat.
You pick 1.
Oh, I don't hit all of them. I'm going to get one of them.
It's the ones that are like filled in. Like
I see. Okay, well, in which case, do I go for... I'm not going to get both of them, then. It's either going to be the giant rat or the small one. Let's go for taking the giant rat out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to try and have some big numbers. Okay, it's going to be 3 damage reduced to 2 because of the armor.
You got some damage tokens there.
And then what's going to have, 5 health left?
4,
I think.
4 health, yeah.
Okay, this ignores armor. So if I can find 2 intelligent symbols. So second glintstone pebble.
So using the chain ability, so it's all same action.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because these attack cards have the chain symbol on them, I can play another of the same, another card with a chain symbol.
Yes.
Yeah. Play a card with, if a chain symbol is on a card, I can play another card with a chain symbol as part of the same action. And then play, so it's another glintstone pebble at the giant rat. This one ignores armor because of piercing sorcery. Just 2 damage. Went for it.
You just flip one of those over.
Didn't get it. Okay. Well, that's probably the other problem with that I should have thought about before going into this is that's all my cards gone. So I may end up paying for that in a moment.
And then the final rat, K is going to intelligent move across, and it would make an attack, but there's no one to hit. So that is not. Oh, the blood loss that you had before should have triggered at the end of your turn.
End of my turn, so I'm on 4 health. That's fine. All that's going to happen, it's all right. I'm just going to go first.
Right, no, I'm going to come and I'm going to save the day.
So we've completed
You'll
a
be too
round
late.
of combat.
I've already gone first.
So I am going to 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say.
Yep.
I'm going to move in here.
Mm-hmm.
Another action to interact with this.
Yep.
I put it on my dashboard.
Okay.
I can now use another action to spend this token.
Yep.
And jump into the fight.
Sure.
Where would you like to go?
I will go in front of you guys.
And then this marching order is effectively gone.
Yep.
So you just join the next marching
that's
order.
gone. So my initiative card will shuffle into the next time we go. That's the end of my turn. I'm in a combat, so we don't draw
Sure.
the weather cards.
Yep.
We'll skip your go, and we'll go straight back into this round of combat.
Did that complete like your class quest or anything like that?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Because I needed to spend another action, but I didn't have time to spend the action.
That's
so
fair.
I'll wait till another one comes up, and I'll do it then.
You were like, nope, this can't wait.
This is too important.
I have made a bit of a mess of this, I understand.
I need to just airdrop in and tank.
Well,
Where am I?
so you are up here, and you can shift up.
To the front, please.
Yep.
Called it. Fine.
Yes,
Not a
you did.
problem.
You knew that was going to happen.
I read the stars, and I decided I was going to go first.
Yeah, intelligent gameplay.
Intelligent gameplay. Okay, great. I'm going to draw cards. What is the next rat? Where's the giant rat going in the initiative order?
Giant rat is about to go right after you.
Yeah.
So there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is I have cards. The bad news is none of them are offensive cards. I suppose I could do Astral Council. Choose a Tarnished. They look at top 3 cards of the attribute deck. Is that useful to either of you two right now? You got cards that you could do with guaranteeing your attribute decks?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll play this on Fraser. Action, choose a Tarnished. They look at the top 3 cards of their attribute deck, may discard any number of them, and then return the rest in order.
Hopefully I will discard those 2, because they are not only 1 symbol on them. I'll return that one. And we'll find out in a second what it is.
Excellent. I have drawn cards. I've played a card. Was that a free action? No, just an action. And I'm going to be greedy and draw another card. Excellent. All the defense. So you can stand out the way and I can take the attacks. That's fine. That's my turn done.
Right, so
Giant rat.
Rat's going to go.
Yeah.
So it'll move backwards because it doesn't need to move to the side. I'll attack him for 3 damage.
Yep. 3 damage and 2 blood loss.
I will confidently defend with a fend off because I know that that has 3 symbols on it. So I'll fully defend that. My fully defend is I get to draw a card. Fend off will also allow me to draw a card, but I'm at my maximum hand size, so I can't keep going.
You will gain
blood loss.
blood loss.
So now my question is, do I finish off the giant rat or do I start hitting the other ones because the giant rat's already gone? So I think I'm going to hit one of the other rats. Next up is G, but that's too far away. Then H and K are right after it. So I will go after rat H. And I will play a Catch Flame, which costs me 3 FP.
Every time I hear that ability, the name of that card, I just get the sense that you're shouting that as you cast it, like you're shouting "Catch the flame." So something it's just in my head.
It's not my fault that the enemies don't listen.
I'm 99% sure it's not canonical to the video game. It's just that's my head canon.
You know, I am actually 100% sure that is not canonical to the video game. I'm going to go 1 and 1 off on that. So I've only got the 1 symbol, but that's still enough to do 3 damage.
Yep.
Which will toast the rat.
Yep. Even through armor.
Did you hit the giant rat?
No, the smaller one. I'm giving a gamble on the giant rat because it's already taken its turn to go.
This one.
That one.
Yep.
So that was 1 action. I will then heal Steve, costing me 1 FP. I get to draw one of these, and I will heal you for 2, which is enough to make you not dead to the blood loss.
Yep.
I hope.
Should be.
Yep. I am on 5.
And since you have all the defensive cards, I'm going to just step to the side and let the rats.
That's fine.
Rats do their thing.
Yep. I guess we're going to do some intelligent tanking.
I removed rat H from there, so that should actually go. Okay, so next we have rat G, who is going to move across and then attack. So that's turned out quite nicely. Rat K wants to move across but can't because the giant rat is in the way.
Unlike Tarnished, who can swap places with each other, enemies will block each other.
Sure.
Yep. And will then just attack, which turned out pretty good for us. Then finally me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw up, and I'm going to make sure that I actually have 4, not like 5 in my first hand.
It's okay. It's not like you had a really good turn or anything.
No.
It was
Bit tired. Little lightheaded, possibly as well.
Right. I think I want to try and just get rid of that giant rat. I have no FP though, which is a bit of a problem. We'll play the swift attack. Let's see if I can do it. So that's 3 damage minus the 1 from the armor. So yeah, that's enough to get rid of the giant rat. Goodbye, giant rat.
Good job.
That was nice knowing you.
I helped.
I'm not going to be able to. So I can discard a card to gain FP back. I think I am just going to move to there so that I'm in the reposition row. So normally you can't move diagonally, but as Samurai can. So then I end my turn by taking my 3 blood loss, which I'm not too happy about, but at least I didn't die.
Yep.
So I am on 2 health.
That the end of the marching order, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Once again, we skip 2 turns and go straight back into the combat since we're all in it.
Sure.
Right.
And then I imagine that once we're finished with this combat, making the assumption that we're going to be victorious, we'll all reappear
Yep, we'll reappear back where tokens are.
Yep.
And we will remove that from the hex, which is really important because that frees us up.
Yep.
To get the NBC token.
This was a super
onto the
important
start
fight to get out of the way.
for later. Yeah, we needed to do this.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so the rat K will go. We'll intelligently move to there, and then we'll intelligently bite and cause blood loss to you.
How much damage?
Only one. Sort of two, because blood loss as well.
Yeah, I'll I'm just going to arrogantly pitch Sorcerer's Defense, so I'm going to draw attribute cards.
Yep.
And then I'll get a focus point back for fully defending the damage.
Cool. Next up is the other rat, who will also intelligently. It's like they had it planned, so they could both attack you.
Seem that way, doesn't it?
I've taken my blood loss now.
So another 1 damage and another blood loss for you.
Okay. That's it for the rats, isn't it now?
Yep.
That's it for the rats.
Can I pitch all my cards?
Yeah.
I'm going to pitch all 3. Mainly because I don't need to have defensive cards if the rats are gone and I feel like we're going to get them this turn. I'll get an FP back for fully defending the attack.
Yep. So Prophet to go first.
Terrific. I will... How many health do the rats have?
3, I think.
3 each, yeah. No armor though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and steal some of the glory. So I'm gonna move over by 1, and then we're gonna use the discard action. So it lets me discard a card from my hand, any card,
Yep.
and I can make an attack, like a light attack, which is just damage equal to the number of symbols. So that will be 2. I'll do it again. Finish off the first rat.
Yep.
Leaving me with no hand, but it's okay because I trust in my Tarnished compatriots to finish off the last rat.
It's okay. All I need to do is, well, technically I could do the same. I could do light attacks, but hopefully I'll draw a Glintstone Pebble. There we go. Okay, so we'll throw a Glintstone Pebble.
A rat's about to blow up.
Hopefully. There's no one. I'm not in the aggressive lane. No. Okay, so it is going to be 4 damage. Gone.
Yep.
In 1. Okay, do I still take the damage for the blood loss?
Your turn will still end.
Okay, yeah, so I'll take 2. So I'm down to 2 health.
And we've won the combat.
All right.
So excellent. We will all pop our Tarnished back onto the map.
Yep.
If you could pass me my replacement token, and I'll close the book for the time being.
Would that count as Steve's turn?
Yep. So we're now on.
Oh, yeah, of course, you'd go back to where you
Yeah,
came
because
from.
I airdropped in.
Yep.
Do I have to resolve a weather card?
You are back on the board, so
Yes. And it'll be the first nighttime one. Time passes. Nothing to worry about.
Right, so I will keep exploring then for my first action.
Yeah. Didn't you say you were quite close to your class quest as well?
Was, but I need to find another one of these tokens.
Oh, so you would have needed to spend it for that purpose.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that would have cost me too many actions and I wouldn't have got to do my awesome airdrop and
I see.
achieve not that much.
I see.
So explored there, so I've got a beast and a Stake of Marika token. Stake of Marikas are really important. Stake of Marikas are effectively lives. When we die in any type of scenario for any reason, we need to discard one of those tokens. If we can't, we fill the scenario.
Okay.
So we'll collect these when we're exploring, and it's really important that we find all of these that we can.
Do we have any Stakes of America now?
Well, we're about to have 1.
Okay, sure. I was wondering if we, because I'm only on 2 health at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
So it's good that we've got that.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, fair. Yeah.
Speaking of, second action will move on there.
Yep.
I'll pick this up.
Sure.
Even though I picked it up, it's communal resource.
Sure.
Yep. And like you said, really important to have them, and also to try and save them where you can as well, because
It definitely is good to conserve them.
yeah,
Especially here, because we'll really need them when we fight scarier bosses. So right now, we really want to gain Stakes of America and not use any.
Okay. So on to me.
We'll draw another time card.
eventful night. Draw.
Regrowth. Flip each material token to its active side.
Oh, cool.
Cool, very nice. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, I picked up a mushroom.
All right, so the timing could have been better on that, but
Yeah.
I'll take it.
A single mushroom has regrown.
There are definitely worse events that we could have run into. That's now gone because we've completed it. And back to you.
What does this telescope token do?
We can tutor one of the decks, so we can see what hardships are coming up,
I see.
Oh, so like look at the
etc.
top
etc.
cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was like a church.
Yes. I'll need to look up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move into the space whilst you have a look at that. And then I'm going to do one exploration in the meantime. So explore this tile. So there's going to be a hardship on there. And there's going to be what looks like a resource.
To the beast resource.
So what does the church do?
We can search the event deck for one with an NPC symbol on the back. We'll meet various NPCs throughout the journey, ones that we've met previously, ones that we're still to meet. Sometimes they're a fake. There'll be an ambush or something to keep us on our toes. And we can put it on the top of the deck.
Right.
So we can, the churches let us meet NPCs more frequently.
Is that going to help us with the quest by any chance?
That won't help us with this one. We need
Okay.
we still need to go and search and find this one.
Yep.
Because we're looking for the token rather than a card.
That's fine. I'm going to keep exploring. So I'm going to explore this direction as well then. Okay. And then we've got what looks like, you said it was ruins? Oh.
Yes, that's ruins and flora.
Yep. Cool. Okay, we'll put that. Whoops. Like so. So I did a move and then explore and explore.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll draw a time card.
Okay. Time passes.
Okay. I am going to move towards the telescope. If you could shift me across. I'm going to explore because we need to find this NPC. Ooh, okay. I think that might be a merchant.
Ah, indeed. So, scenarios have their own unique merchant options. They let us buy recipes for items. These are what we use the material cards to discard to craft these. So it's handy to buy things off merchants as we go because it'll let us stock up for later.
Yeah. I think I'm going to explore again because I'm not going to be able to move in there and interact with the token anyway. Yeah.
So there's another site of grace that would let us heal.
That seems very useful to me. I will be going there.
Ah. Noted.
Then that's the end of my turn, so I will take a time card, time passes, and back over to Fraser.
Right, I'm over here, so I'm going to move to there. That's one. I will explore. Trying to find this NPC, which I still don't have, though more takes America. This is never a bad thing.
And another resource.
And another material. Done quite well on hardships so far.
There's one near me, but I'm on 2 health, so I'm like probably not gonna risk that one.
I'm gonna explore once more off here. There's cards there. I'll put the barrier at that side.
Yep.
Let's give us another.
Oh, another side of Chris. I assume the only person that heals is the person that interacts with it.
That's right.
Yeah, you couldn't have like multiple people on the tile and all heal.
Everyone would need to interact with it themselves.
Yep.
So that's my 3 actions. So draw me a time card, please.
Just to let you know, that's my site of grace. You'll have to go all the way over there.
They don't go away. You can keep going.
Time passes.
You stand and heal like every turn. Just heal forever.
It's still mine.
Look, it's Steve's grace. He put his name on it.
Yeah. Okay.
No one else can have it out of the fridge. So
We'll put it in the errata.
I want to keep exploring, but I'm also conscious that I don't want to die. We want to save those stakes, America, like you said. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then that just interacting with that means I can heal.
That's right.
Do I get my focus points as well, or just? Yep. Okay, great. Would you mind pulling me a time card, Steve?
Time passes. Then for me, I will move into that site of grace there. I'll then interact with it to get all my focus points and a health back. And
Yeah, we also need to flip any hardship and material tokens adjacent to that
oh,
to their
okay.
active side.
I feel like I could have done with knowing that beforehand.
Well, now you know.
But now I know. Some things have got to be discovered the hardship
But
way.
you've got all your health back, so you can deal with them.
I feel like a really good pun was missed there, but it's fine.
The moment's gone.
It was, yeah. It's fine.
Let's get it in editing.
I've got one more action. I will interact with that resource, the corpse resource. Let's see a nice spot. And get a lovely human bone shard. Just what I always wanted.
Done?
Yes, that's me. And then time card. Eventful night. So I draw an vantage point. This tarnished immediately performs an explore action,
Oh, all right.
which is pretty good.
Another site of grace. How do you want it?
Yeah, there looks good to me.
Let's get a nice tripod of
Yeah.
barriers.
Yep.
Right, back to me. Kind of want to see what is going on with this merchant, so I'm going to Spirit Spring over here and interact with that guy. So this merchant sells, we've already got the glowstone, so a swarm pot recipe. So we're looking for blue circle, red triangle, and orange triangle. So we need to go through some more materials till we get those.
Okay.
But we know what we're looking for now. Otherwise, I'll do my last action to move there. And then draw me a 10 card, please.
Time passes.
So, I'm going to go this way and explore here. We find a stake. Is that a stake America?
It's another Stake America. It's good.
Ruins. Yep. And then explore right next to it with the candle.
Another Spirit Candle. And the Beast.
Okay. And that's my turn.
I realised I can give you back your initiative cards from that combat. So time card.
Yes, please.
Sunrise. Flip the token.
Very good.
Okay, so we're back to
Yep.
slightly easier hardships. That's good.
We've survived the night.
Right, so importantly, I'm going to interact with both of these.
Yep.
So we'll get one more.
Is that
Stake
one
America.
interact per action?
Yep, so 2 actions total.
Yep.
This one flips. And I will cast me a Flora material card, please.
Hopefully.
So another orange square. We're liking the orange squares. And one more action, or no, I moved. So that's, no, I didn't. I was started on there. So I can do one more to explore. Ah, excellent. There is a effigy of the martyr, which I need to interact. I need to spend an action there for my quest, which is great.
Yep.
And another hardship, which I'll deal with later. 10 card, please. On the day this time.
Time passes.
Lovely.
I'll explore that way. Hardship.
Hardship and a Spirit Spring.
Okay. So I'll instead move towards the Stake America here and take the Stake America with interaction. Let's get another one else. And there's a day card. Explore, move, Stake America. Yeah, that was it. Time passes. Steve?
I will explore. And that will have to go there. And then I will move into the space with the hardship, see if I can deal with that. Especially now that it's day. A foe appears, so it's 2 cards, so I'll need to flip that one. If I fail, I suffer 2 damage and reduce my FP by 2, which is...
Considering that this is intelligence and faith.
I'm not liking my chances.
No.
No, this were.
Any 6 to pass? Yeah, this seems...
Yeah, this doesn't.
And you have
This
one.
is not suited to my
So
skill
far.
set.
No, I agree. 3. Oh wait, no, hang on. There's a faith there. 3, 4. No, still 4.
So I fail. So I suffer 2 damage, and I.
So even so, it still flips, and you still resolved it.
Yep.
Even though it hurt a little bit.
You know, I suffered the hardship, but I dealt with it. I got
You did.
past it.
You did.
I'm becoming a better person.
So you explored, you moved.
Yep, and that's the hardship done. I will explore again into this spot to see if I can. Oh, might be the one we're looking for.
That is a Murmurings of the Crone, Finger Reader Crone.
Oh, I need to
So
get there.
These give us special. These are like the Stakes America cards, but instead of giving those lives, they give us special bonuses in boss fights that we can only get by spending those cards.
Yep.
So my personal quest, class quest is for interacting with that. So I'm gonna head that way.
So that is my turn. So time passes.
Right. So I will keep exploring, finding this elusive NPC, which I did not. Instead, I found Combat Encounter B and a Spirit Candle. That was 1. I'll go and deal with this hardship. It's 2.
Yep.
Yeah, pass me hardship, please. During the day, I'm looking for faith and dexterity. That's good for me. Let's reshuffle this.
Why couldn't I get that one?
I am very faithful. So I will pass that and I will not suffer the damage. Excellent, that's done. I will then do my Spirit Candle quest.
Yep.
So I get to complete it, draw the top 3 cards of the event deck, and return to the top or bottom in order of my choice. Lovely. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they're kind of cool. So we're looking forward to the next few events, but I'll leave everyone in suspense. Since I've done this, I also completed my personal quest.
Good job.
Yep. So that will give you stuff.
Yeah, once I hit certain breakpoints of these quests, I can upgrade my class feature, which is excellent. You really, really need to do that by the time you hit like the later stages of the game.
Then time card.
So finally, time card.
Time passes.
Okay, so I want to be heading this way. So there was a spring somewhere, wasn't it? It's there. So I'll move, using that as that kind of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So interact, which allows me to move 2 spaces. 1, 2, and then move again.
Yeah.
That's me. So end of my turn, event card.
Yep. Event deck. Let's see what Fraser has left.
In store for us.
Yep.
Old telescope. Reveal the top 2 tiles in the stack and return each tile either to the top or the bottom of the stack in an order of your choice.
This is pretty good.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to leave those as they were, and you will see why. Because apparently we're all about suspense today.
We like suspense.
We like suspense. Okay, so that's the end of my turn.
Yep.
Steve?
So I'm going to begin. I'm curious what the tile is.
Fair.
So I'm going to explore that way. Yep. Oh, I think that is the NPC we're looking for.
This is the NPC we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right,
Very good.
excellent. So we've found him, so let's find out what happens with him now.
Okay.
The NPC, when a target interacts with NPC A token, instead of resolving it normally, flip the X-Scourge card to the face up. After the X-Scourge card has been flipped, target can't interact with the NPC token for the remainder of the scenario. So we need to interact with him.
Yep.
And then, as per the card, at the end of every turn, it'll move towards the star location. So
And that's this card, right? Escort duty.
that's that one.
I see.
So it's going to move. Can't cross barriers. So we're actually quite fortunate here because the path does not lie along any hardships or and the only encounters that we've already done.
What would happen if there was like a hardship in the way? Say if there's one here.
So the enemy camps rule would then apply.
Yep.
See, we've been putting these objective tokens down when we resolve hardships.
Sure.
When there's 8 of them on the board, we clear the board of any exhausted hardship tokens. And from that point on, when we resolve a hardship, we'd remove the token entirely. So
Okay.
we've cleared the area, they're no longer blocking the path, and that's how we would create the safe route.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'd have to actually get 8 of them done. Start because I misinterpreted that earlier on as like thinking that when we resolved them, that was clearing the path. But actually, we would have to do quite a bit more. So we've been quite, like you said, quite fortunate.
Yeah, we got a little bit lucky there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although I'd also argue that we intelligently tutored the deck with my spirit candle.
Fair.
And
That's fair. So you explored.
Yeah, so I would move in and interact with the NPC, which would start them on their path.
yeah,
So
so,
does interacting get them to move?
so interacting would flip this card. We flipped it prematurely.
Of course.
So at the end of each Tarnished turn, move the NPC a token 1 tile closer to the star location using the most direct route possible. The NPC won't move if doing so would place it on the same tile as an enemy or hardship token. If the NPC token is placed in the same tile as the star location, the quest is completed. When we complete this quest, we can complete the scenario.
Great.
We can also, we're going to do it because we were fortunate there. We can keep
Hmm.
until we run out of time
Sure.
to keep trying to find Stakes America.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can get more materials to craft. We
or
can
buy stuff from the
we
merchant.
can talk to the
yeah.
merchant.
I still need to talk to the finger reader crone.
Yeah, we do requests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
So the NPC would move.
Yep.
And then you get a day card.
Time passes.
I'm going to, this time, each time there's an interaction effigy on the marker token with 3. Probably not going to get that done this time because we're missing an effigy of the martyr, but we'll try anyway. So I'll interact with that, which lets me put an objective token on my quest. I need to complete this whole quest before the end of the scenario, otherwise the tokens go away.
Sure.
Yep.
But I'll give it a go. Otherwise, I would quite like to pick up some more materials. So I will move 1 to there, and I will draw from the corpse.
Do you think it's square?
I hope it's a square, or a triangle, which is what we're looking for. It's a blue square, which is annoyingly not the shape of blue we're looking for.
That's the one that I've got. Very good at getting what we don't
Yeah.
need.
Can you like trade resources?
Yeah, when we share a tile, we can
Sure.
trade.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that you done?
That's me. So we're time card, or a weather card.
Time passes.
Okay. Can I have a turn now?
Yeah. It is now your allotted time frame.
So if I interact with the finger reader crone, what happens there, Fraser?
Sorry.
The finger reader crone.
So you will get one of these cards again. Like Stakes America, these are communal.
Yep.
So we'll keep at the end of the scenario. These are kept in the round table hold, which is our safe space. And we can bring them into boss fights later. In boss fights, we can spend these cards to get unique effects detailed on those pages.
Right.
They're like Stakes America. It's very useful to collect these as we do exploration scenarios for use later.
Okay.
Like meant to like represent like information that you get about the bosses to help you
Gotcha.
like learn weaknesses and things.
I see. Selfishly, that was my class quest. So do I? That's. This says, if this Tarnished interacts with a finger reader crone, this quest is completed. When this quest is completed, retrieve card 90 from the vault.
So that's your next
So I'd get
quest.
a next thing. Cool. Right. Awesome.
So yep, what's next in the stack?
Awesome. So that was my first action. Also, we didn't move
Oh, yeah.
NPC for
So
Fraser's
end
turn.
of Steve's turn, end of my turn it was there.
Yep.
End of your turn it was here.
Yep.
So we're nearly there.
Okay.
It's just a short path
That's true.
with lots of grace to guide him.
So I will just move. End of my turn. NPC moves.
Terrific. So that's us. Got the NPC to his castle. We've completed the Gains of Grace quest. So now we can keep going, explore for all that's worth until we run out of time.
Yep.
Or we'll end the video right there.
Yeah, we would normally continue. So you complete your class quest. We'd get some more stuff and level up, as you said. But for the time being, we'll probably end the video there. So is there anything else that was important for us to know about this kind of phase of the game? We've
covered the really main bits here. That the explorations not only allow us to interact with NPCs via the events deck, via these tokens. They allow us to buy things from the merchant's recipes that we can craft items. Some of these items are really important. The ability to like cure conditions or get that last little bit of damage across in a boss fight when you've run out of cards and you don't have any attack cards, like my bone darts that I picked up earlier are excellent for this because it's just 1 action, 4 damage. Great for when I don't have any attack cards in my hand and I've run out. So it's really, really good to have these backups. And it's these scenarios, collecting materials and interacting with merchants, is how we get them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And almost critically important, we've already done the things that have a really, really lasting impacting effect. They're picking up Stakes America and the Murmurings of the Crone cards, because these are absolutely essential when we get to bosses.
Yeah.
We've got another video against Margaret the Fell Omen coming up, and we will see exactly how important it is that we collect these during exploration.
And so from here, now we've completed the scenario. Once we chose to end, we have a scenario book that would tell us what to do next.
Yeah. So we will get rewards for completing the scenario.
Yeah.
So this one, we'd all get 5 runes. Runes are what we use to level up. Runes, we can spend runes to modify, upgrade our weapon, modify our attribute deck, equip certain like beneficial talismans and things. We will also get cards out of the vault. These will be map cards. Map cards are what we use to activate a scenario. So for example, we had the Towards the Fort map card, let's play this one.
Sure.
Yep.
Moving on from this, we'll get Vault Card 15. That'll be another map card that'll let us tell us which page of the book to turn to set up the next scenario.
Yep.
We'll often have more than one map card to choose from. So we've got choices about where we go, the pass through the campaign branch and then converge. We'll also get a weapon, the Flail +2 from this card, and we shuffle cards into the event deck. So that deck will evolve as we complete scenarios. Meeting NPCs and progressing their stories is like a really key component of the narrative.
Makes sense.
There, like for example, meeting Kenneth in this one activates them later, so we can run into him again later scenarios. And getting new weapons allows us to swap what's on our dashboards and get like entirely new builds, entirely new gameplay based around it. You're not stuck with your starting weapons. So there's a huge depth of gameplay to be found via these scenarios and others.
Absolutely.
I think one of the big things with the exploration is to almost think of them, even ones that are perhaps more low stakes still have quite high stakes, because they are almost your setup for the big challenging boss encounters. In a lot of ways, performing well here will set you up better to say perform well against, you know, the next big boss coming down the line.
And very much in mirroring the experience of the video game, it's really, really important that you go around an entire area, pick it clean, get the runes that you can from it to level up, get the weapons that you can from it to give yourself like the tactical advantage in the upcoming fights. Then you go and you fight a big boss, and you're really, really glad that you picked up all the runes, because if you went straight to that big boss with no items and you haven't leveled up, you'd be in a lot of trouble, which is exactly where you'd be in this game as well.
Right, absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. Fantastic. Well, please join us in a future video where we're going to be taking on the boss Margaret. But for now, that's us from Steamforged Games, and thank you for joining this playthrough of Elden Ring.